Around 6 in the morning on Wednesday, March the 15th, 2023, firefighters and deputies in Hinds County, Mississippi, showed up to Old Highway 80 and Jones Road in Edwards. Someone had reported a vehicle fully engulfed in flames, and when first responders got there, the fire was so intense you couldn't even tell what kind of car it was. Just a charred shell sitting on the shoulder. No plates, no way to ID the owner. Nothing.
Welcome to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide. Today is Wednesday, and it's time for your midweek mini. And while Kai is on vacation for the rest of December, we're here bringing you another case that she wrote and wanted covered. These episodes don't pause just because she's off, and the focus stays the same, telling these stories with the victims at the center.
Go ahead and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on, so you don't miss the Season 6 premiere in January when Kai comes back. Or you can subscribe over in the Patreon, patreon.com/loveandmurder for free, or choose one of the bonus tiers. patreon.com/loveandmurder. Now let's get back to today's case.
Later that day, the family of 36-year-old Ebony Owens became worried. Ebony, a dedicated employee and mother, had failed to show up for work, which was completely out of character for her. Her family reported her missing to the Hinds County Sheriff's Office that afternoon. Deputies went to do a welfare check at her house, and right away they noticed her car was gone. A white 2015 Acura TLX. Once they went back to the burn site and scoured the nearby woods, they found a license plate that confirmed that the burned-up frame was Ebony's car. Now the missing persons case switched into a homicide investigation. Meanwhile, Ebony's neighbor Patrick Coleman said,
I just got here, and the police was everywhere. They say her car was found on the side of the road all burned up. I was like, man, that's terrible, man. That was a good girl.
Before everything went wrong, Ebony was known as a good neighbor, a hard-working mom of 4, and someone who didn't miss work. She met Michael in 2010 and married him 6 years before her death. They shared a home in Edwards, where 2 of their children, ages 7 and 11, lived with them. But behind the front door, things were not peaceful. During the investigation, it came out that the marriage had been rocky for a while with infidelity on both sides, arguments, and a lot of tension. Michael later said,
A marriage is not easy. A marriage is a job. We had our ups and downs, our differences.
As deputies continued to dig, electronic evidence showed that Ebony had been in the Clinton area on Tuesday night, March 14th. On Thursday, March 16th, just one day after the car fire, Sheriff Tyree Jones announced that Michael was wanted for questioning. Michael was located and interviewed within hours. His behavior during the initial investigation was erratic and deceptive. According to investigators, Michael told 49 different lies when they asked him where Ebony was. His stories flipped constantly, and at one point, he even claimed a mystery man ran out of their house. Meanwhile, the physical evidence was piling up against him. Investigators found evidence linked to Ebony's disappearance at an apartment complex in Ridgeland, and they towed a vehicle from that property. Inside Michael and Ebony's home, they found rifles, magazines, a bloody blanket, and clothing. Faced with the investigation, Michael eventually confessed that he shot Ebony. He said he wrapped her in a sheet, drove her body to the Big Black River Bridge on Old Highway 80, and threw her off the side. Search teams comprising of the Hinds County Sheriff's Office, the Mississippi Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, and the Warren County Sheriff's Office combed that river for days. Boats, drones, everything. 10 days after she was first reported missing, on March 25, 2023, crews recovered Ebony's body from the water. Blood found on the bridge was confirmed by DNA to be hers. Shell casings recovered from the scene matched the narrative Michael eventually gave. While all of this was unfolding, investigators were building the timeline prosecutors would later lay out in court. The burned car wasn't just panic. It was part of a cleanup, right down to the drill Michael used to remove her license plate and the gas can he used to set the fire. The trial of Michael Owens started in September 2025, more than 2 years after the murder. He faced charges of first-degree murder and third-degree arson. In a Hinds County courtroom, prosecutors were ready to walk the jury through every lie, every step of the cover-up, and every decision he made after pulling the trigger. They played video of Michael's interrogation, pointing out that he lied 49 times when detectives asked where his wife was. They argued that Michael was an unreliable narrator who changed his story only when cornered. The defense's strategy relied heavily on the concept of a crime of passion. They argued that Michael did not premeditate the murder, but rather snapped during a heated argument. The real turning point came when Michael took the stand on September 5th, 2025. He sat there crying as he told the jury what he claimed happened that night. According to him, this wasn't premeditated. He said it was a moment that broke him.
When I entered into my room, I opened the door and turned the light on. I seen another dude in my house. He was in the bed with my wife. Both of them were naked. So when I seen that, it just did something to me.
He said an argument erupted and that Ebony reached for a gun first.
I feared for my life. When I feared for my life, I just grabbed my gun. When I pointed my gun back, then when she turned her head like this, and that's when I shot her.
Michael didn't dispute shooting her. He just insisted he snapped.
I was so mad I just shot her in the head.
And then he tried to describe remorse that never showed up anywhere in the evidence.
When I shot her, I said, "Baby, don't die. Don't leave me. Don't die."
He also said he thought about taking her to the hospital but didn't want anyone to know what he did. And when the prosecutor pushed him on that, the tone in the room changed.
Mr. Owens, you're sitting here crying now. Were you crying when you rolled her up in that car?
They went through every one of his lies from that interview video.
For hours we listened to you deny everything. You do admit you lied on that video, right?
Yes.
Then they went right into the cleanup phase.
No, I've got to get a drill so as to remove the tag. True. You said I've got to get a gas tank so as to burn the car. True.
The prosecution wanted the jury to see every step he took after pulling the trigger, not as panic, but as decisions. The defense said Michael's mental state was shattered when he believed Ebony was cheating. They said he didn't plan any of this. They said he snapped, plain and simple. Michael backed that up himself.
She made me snap.
But the jury didn't accept it. On September 8th, 2025, the jury found Michael guilty of first-degree murder and third-degree arson. During sentencing, Ebony's mother, Alice Jenkins Johnson, spoke directly to Michael. After he tried to apologize, Alice said,
Hey, that ain't gonna get it for me, because I'll never forget this. Never. To go on with life each day and try to be strong, it's just so heartbreaking. I'm thankful that justice was served today. No human should have gone through the things my daughter went through, but the only thing that I can do is continue to be strong for myself, my family, and my grandchildren.
During sentencing, Judge Faye Peterson told the courtroom, quote, "This trial, this case, has been troubling to this court. Very seldom does a case trouble this particular judge. And yet, as I listened to the testimony in this case, the one word that went through my mind was selfish." Then Judge Peterson sentenced Michael to life in prison for the murder charge and 3 years for the arson charge, with the sentences to run concurrently. He will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Justice was served, but the damage is permanent. If you are experiencing domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to thehotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. You can also visit the LAM site for more resources, murderandlove.com.
That's it for this case, and now we want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below or in the Patreon, and let us know your thoughts.
If you want to support the show and get access to bonus cases Kai doesn't release publicly, including extended discussions and extras tied to cases like this one, You can join us over on Patreon at patreon.com/loveandmurder. Thank you for listening all the way through, and thank you for continuing to support Love and Murder. We'll see you next time.